You are a sugar-free jelly donut with extra sugar. Local man sells the low. Regrets unfollowing Somi. Always people refuse to understand how thin crypto markets are. Not just crypto markets. Every market. Markets are thin. They're volatile. There's not enough room for people to exit at the same time. I can give you 1,000 examples. We're going to go through it today, friends. A distinct feature, though, about crypto markets is thin liquidity. You have thin liquidity, plus you have the nature of Metcalfe's law, which means not only do you have the parabolic price pump as people are being added to the network, you have the very fast collapse on the way down when people start to leave. As a rough estimate, when you drop minus 66% of people, your price will drop minus 90%. Ouch. What about the upside? Okay, see that? That sucks, right? You're like, well, yeah, we still got 33% left. But no, you've lost 90% of your value. The good thing is on the other side, it's pretty huge. If you can 10x your user base, you're going to get a 100x price pump. Isn't that huge? So if you can go from 100,000 people to 1 million people, yes, you're going to get 100x. Isn't that crazy? And if 10x is too big for your community, even a 5x is pretty juicy. You 5x the user base, you'll get 25x price increase. Huge, but there's still thin liquidity. When 17% of paper hands exit, that's it. The price is just going to crash. You don't even need all of them to exit. You just need a few. That's why here, you're going to listen. Stick to long-term fundamentals. I always get asked, what are even the fundamentals of crypto? We don't use the coins for anything. Yes, that's why I made so many videos that you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all to. I've told you so many times. The community is the asset. The community is the asset. The number of people. Now you're going to have to measure, okay, how likely are these people to stay? There is no quick formula. If it's a cult or a guild, of course they're going to stay longer compared to if it's just one of these open canvas type of places where you're free to come and go. Because you need a first mover advantage. If you're going to be one of those, you know who's like them? Bitcoin, Ethereum. Who else is like that? No one. Literally nobody else was able to do it. You got the first mover advantage on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you have a lot of people who are willing to stick by it. With all the other coins, everybody just sees them in the same type of field. They're like, you know, this is blue, this is pink, this is green. They just see them as different colors and people start moving around. That's why it's super important. Whoever can make the guild or the cult as strong as they can, they're the ones who are going to give people something to hold beyond just the price going green, because the prices go down in crypto for 3.5 years and then go up for that 6 months. So that's, if you do that number, it's 15%. So 15% of the time we're actually going up. Isn't that torture? People say, why are you even in this industry? It's because that part when it goes up is parabolic because it's more people coming in. The growth rates are still huge. Eventually, though, people do come to their senses and they rebuy. You're starting to see it everywhere. People come in, they go, you know what? We shouldn't be down here. Why? Why are we down here? I'm always here to tell you, right? The moonshots, when they come, it's because the door is too small. It's because everybody feels good together and they just want to start hitting market. They don't want to sit on the bids. And this is the Bitcoin chart. And I know it just sounds crazy, but all people need to see is the buzz and the media attention around green monthly candles of Bitcoin, especially the combination of them. When you have a combo, I'm just going to tell you, once you're on the third green monthly candle in a row, all right, we're actually like beaming and momentum is there. And then it's just a matter of, okay, are we going to continue or is it going to fall down? So you need that third monthly candle. Otherwise, you never really fully grasp it. You can go back in time and you can see whenever this happened, things started to really pick up. This is crazy, right? In 2017, things started going nuts. The third monthly candle in a row. Once you start to see this, I mean, it's big. This is the plus token Ponzi as well. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. People started going like, oh, wow, things are happening around 5,300. But you need like the big ones. You can't just get these tiny little screwy up ones. And that's what it comes down to. People want to buy momentum. They don't actually want to buy on these reds. People don't want to buy on the red. You know this by now. People want to join the crew. They're investing because they feel good. They can't even call it investing. They're basically trading without a stop. That's why I'm here to remind you, you still need patience. 2024 and then beyond. So yes, 2024 is coming. It's around the corner. We're going to be pushing through into November, into December eventually. But like, look, at the end of the day, a lot of people say to me, how come you change 2024 or 2025? Sometimes I'll say 2026, 2027. Forget the date, man. It's about the mindset. So many times, okay, do you want to be one of my friends who's disappeared, who I thought because everything was going up in 2019, I thought we were going to break like 15 to 16, 17K. I thought we were going to do it earlier by the beginning of like 2020. So I thought we were going to go like this. What happened? Zombie virus came down. What did they do? They sold. They want nothing to do with it. They were sold, they were too scared, and they just exited. Now, just not one person. This is many, many people. So I've learned from the past. Okay, you know what? Firstly, everybody takes responsibility. They click the button, so I'm never really responsible. But I just feel, how can I guide people in the right way? It's by setting expectations right. You never want to, as soon as you get people's hopes up in crypto, especially markets, and they get disappointed, they're done. They're literally done. The psychological trauma is too much. You can't think straight. You need like a psychologist or a therapist around for you. So that's why I know now, always stretch it out in your mind. And if it happens earlier, be mildly surprised. That's how you make it in the game. People who quit and they just kick, so it just takes once, man. One time for you to just lose it and it's over. Think about it. Just one day out of 3.5 years. It can happen to anybody. So how do we remain bullish? Well, the data helps, especially stonks world. In the stonk market, it's super important to understand the numbers that we're dealing with. That's why crypto, despite all its pain, I know, man, we go through this all the time. We're like, okay, yes, it's green. Oh, but it's going to be red again. And like every 10%, 20%, 30% pullback, you're like, oh my gosh, the pain. You know, what we would really want. We would rather the chart literally just do Morse code for 3.5 years. And then when it starts moving, just go up so we can enjoy that moment. So we know to ignore it during this time. We would actually love it like this. But what does a market do? It doesn't do it like that. You know, it does it up, down. Oh, no, up, down, up. Oh, sweet, sweet, double top, sweet. And then no, we're going to break down the low again. That's just torture. That's why always take a long-term view. What about the long-term view on stonk world, traditional finance world? Look at this. This is just important, okay? Stocks did 8.5% return per annum, compounded, in the past 20 years. That's pretty good, right? 8.5% every year. I mean, it's not crypto, but it's still good. Bonds did 5.5%. So stocks 5.5, 8.5, bonds 5.5. You know, with bonds, you don't have that insane volatility. You get in the income, yada, yada. Look at this. But all you had to do was pick one and hold. Look what the average investor got. The average investor, which includes whales, by the way. This is not just mum and dad retail. The average investor only received 2.9% return per annum. Isn't that wild? Well, it's wild only to somebody who doesn't know that people love to buy tops and sell bottoms. Yes, even these big institutional funds. Just because they wear collared shirts and they shave and they have showers every day doesn't mean they got big balls. They don't. They're just like you and me, except they buy the tops and sell the bottoms. We feel the same emotions, right? So, you know, me and you, we wake up, we're like, oh, I don't feel good. Okay, we won't DCA buy. But with them, when they wake up and they go, crap, our quarterly results are trash. Let's go get that new intern to write a 90-page report on why we should start panic exiting and start looking to buy the top of a new fund. That's exactly what happens. I'm not even making this up. This is not a metaphor. That's what they do. They'll write an article. Like, friends, we saw in the crypto bear market. Okay, we definitely saw this. I was around. All right, we saw down here all of the funds. What were they saying in crypto? They said, crypto sucks. Time to get into AI. There were those dudes from the Billionaires podcast saying, if you're in crypto, pivot to AI. Literally at the bottom. The literal bottom. I actually use it as one of my bottom signals, by the way. So, you know, just because they're bigger and they got more money doesn't mean anything. We outperform them. How do you think I have so much confidence? I know these stats off by heart. That's why I have so much confidence knowing that, okay, on average, you're talking to a cuck. I just want you to know that. On average, you're talking to a cuck. It doesn't mean everybody's a cuck, of course. If there's 10 institutions, there's going to be one alpha who's killing it. The other 9, not so much. It's just stats. On average. On average, people do that. And this is the funny part. Not so funny, also true. If you put a water pistol to all of their heads and said, what is your intention in the market? And they say, my intention is to buy low and sell high. My intention is to make money. That's what they all say. But what's reality? Reality is they underperform simple bonds. Like they underperform bonds, which is just government inflation. On average, they're losing, by the way. Literally, on average, they're not making money. So how they make money? They make money from the fees. They make money from the fees. And also, if you're curious, what the funds do is they only run for a period of time. So they run for like 3 to 5 years. They make their money. And then when it starts closing down, it's because that they suck for the next 5 years. But by that point, they've already made their money. And what they do is they just move to another fund. They close the fund. They start something new. It's funny. It's just like poop coins. They just make a new name, new logo, new office chairs. I'm serious. It's true. New office chairs, friend. I'm sure none of them squeak, by the way. That was their first mistake. Always buying the top, selling the bottoms, despite telling us that they won't. So this is the truth, man. Now you know. Now you know why. It's super important always to take a long-term view. It's because on average, our human emotions are always going to get the best of us. Make sure you like, subscribe, friends. Tell mum and dad we love and appreciate them. Give mum a big kiss from me. Catch you in the next one.